And welcome back to the Michael and Ellis Show.
Hi, everyone!
The cast of Survivor Season 50 in the hands of the fans has been officially released. And we've covered the rumors, which were pretty close to accurate. I mean, even the list, the actual official cast was leaked when I was giving you that one presentation. But
oh my god. People are on it.
Yeah. I didn't want to believe that it was 100% accurate. Because there were still a few players that I would have rather seen. But after, I don't know. I think it still will be a pretty good cast. Michael, you have not seen any, though.
I have not. So who's to say? I do know one person, because someone texted me and was like, why are they in this? But we can get to that later.
Okay. I guess, yeah. say who it is. All right. Well,
But for one out of I don't know, how many people are there?
24.
Cool. So your 24 prediction was right.
Yeah, I wish I made a prediction earlier, because I was thinking that it could be 24 for a long time, but I won't have any proof to back it up that I
now
was thinking that. Now
everyone will just call you a liar. It'll be great.
All right, let's start the video. We can watch Jeff read out his names.
Thank God, Daddy Jeff.
I'm excited.
Let's see.
Excited to announce the players who will be appearing in Survivor 50 in the hands of the fans. I'll read the names. From our very first season, 25 years ago, one of the original castaways, Jenna.
Oh, right. I'm not screen sharing. Oh my fucking God.
It's like so.
All right. We're just gonna start from the top then.
Yeah. Well, welcome back, everyone. We have the video up. We're ready now. We are prepared. We're professionals.
All right.
We've got this.
Now, starting the video.
I'm excited to announce the players who will be appearing in Survivor 50 in the hands of the fans. I'll read the names. From our very first season, 25 years ago, one of the original castaways, Jenna.
Okay, wait, question.
From season
Yes.
2,
Quick cue.
Yes.
So I know we talked about a little bit about Jenna. What is she known for? Does she have what did she do? How did she place in her season? As someone who hasn't seen.
Well, she hasn't played since All Stars season 8.
So this would be her third season.
Yeah, and this would be This would be a crazy record breaking. I think the longest gap before this was Wigglesworth, who was in season 1, and she came back for second chances in 31. So that's 30 seasons. But this is 8 to 50. That's over 40 seasons of not playing the game at all.
42 seasons.
Yeah, and she does really well in All Stars. And I remember rewatching All Stars a few years ago and being like, damn, I forgot. I was I rewatched the finale. I rewatched part of this. I think maybe I went through the merge part. And I forgot how big of a player Jenna was. So I am excited to see her come back. I think she'll be good.
What kind of player is she? Would you say more social, strategic, physical?
She's definitely I would say strategic. She wants to win. She will put winning over her relationships for sure.
We love to see it.
Yeah.
All Possible drama. I'm into it. Wish she was on 48.
She was on 48? What? Oh, wish she was on.
I wish she was on 48.
All right.
Okay, I'm ready.
Moving onwards.
Survivor's first All-American hero, Colby.
I would hate to be known as an all-American hero.
Season 10, the only player to ever be on a tribe of 1, Stephanie. From season 12, she needs no introduction, returning for a record-tying 5th time, the beloved Suri.
Oh my god, wait, pause. I'm so glad that she's back. For a 5th time is crazy. That's
Yeah.
so she's in so she's in 1/10 of the Survivor seasons.
No. Oh, yes.
What?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. That's crazy if you think about it that way.
That is kind of crazy. I thought when you said 1/10, I was thinking a 5th, and I was like, no.
No. That would be insane. But she's going to be in 1/10 of the Survivor seasons.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, it depends on if you're taking into account how many episodes of each season she's been in.
Pish posh. But I think that's cool. I always like Suri. I feel like she brings like a certain like calmness to the game. Like she's always so calm and so like in control. It's very impressive.
Very calculating.
I'm excited to like see her with the other players, especially like I feel like she really thrives when there's like really messy players though. So
yeah.
In
I also think
terms of
yeah.
Oh, sorry, go.
I was just going to say, I think having her and Stephanie as their 2 players that also just played on Traders, I think is a cool overlap.
Oh, so they've played together before.
Yeah. And
interesting.
I'm going to let, when we get to the tier list after this, we'll get into a lot of the overlaps of people. I can get more in depth with that.
Gotcha. Okay.
A lot of these old school players have played together in other Survivor seasons as well.
Ooh, scandalous. Okay. I'm ready.
From season 13, the original Jungle Boy, also returning for a 5th time, Ozzy. From season 18, the one, the only, the Dragon Slayer, Coach.
Oh my god, he's back? Wait, pause.
Yes,
no
that's right.
Fucking way. He's back. Oh my gosh, isn't he like insane?
He's the Dragon Slayer, Michael.
God damn it.
So you recognize him from Heroes vs. Villains?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he was so weird. I was like,
yeah,
like he's entertaining, but I'm also just like, I don't know. I mean, I think like I haven't ever seen a full season of him, so this should definitely be interesting. Yeah. So I don't really know how he plays the game, but
this was the spot that I was pushing for Philip in over Coach, and I think they would play a similar role. And even though we can't get Philip back, I think Coach. Like, if we're talking about 50 and, like, the most iconic players, like, Coach is, like, an iconic player to bring back. So I'm
like,
glad
up there.
For if anyone's disappointed in this cast being like now that they've seen the official cast released, I think one big win in this cast is having Coach in.
Okay.
For like the history, for the momentum, the how like monumental of a season it is. Coach being on is like Coach, Ozzy, Suri, Colby. Those are like the big names.
Crazy lineup right now.
Yeah. All right. Shall we continue?
Yeah.
From season 32, a master strategist returning for a 4th time, Aubrey.
Wait, can we pause?
Yes.
So who's Aubrey?
Aubrey was on 32, Ko-Rong. She returned on 34 for Game Changers. And then she returned on Edge of Extinction season 38 as well. So
she's been through the ringer in the 30s.
Yeah, she also. Do you remember when Mariah in 46, the girl that like couldn't jump?
Yes.
She mentioned her favorite player to Q was Aubrey.
Oh.
And Q was like, I know if anyone says their favorite player on Survivor is Aubrey, I know that's a big mistake.
Oh my god. Like, I mean, Q thinks everything's a big mistake. Like, like, you can't say shit to Q without it being a big mistake. Wait, so what is she kind of...
She all strategy.
Like, all strategy. So is she like very cutthroat?
You could say that. I don't think that's really her personality. But she actually came in second in her first season, and it was a very like controversial. There's a lot of discourse on who should have won that season.
People think she should have won.
Yeah. So. She hasn't done as well in her returning seasons, but this could be maybe a time to like prove her, finally settle the score. Oh.
Season 35. She made it to the final 3 the first time she played. Been waiting nearly a decade for this second shot. Chrissy.
Oh my god, you were right.
48.
Season 37. He's stepping out of the robotics lab and back into the jungle. Christian Hubicki.
Christian.
Okay, wait, who's Christian?
Excited to see Christian back. Let's go through all the David versus Goliath players.
Angelina.
Oh my god, wow, the rumors were pretty close.
In between writing and directing seasons of White Lotus, Mike White.
Oh my gosh, no way.
That's right.
Holy shit. So
yeah, that trio from David versus Goliath is confirmed on.
Wow.
Christian is like a huge robotics nerd. He works at MIT. He was a breakout star in David versus Goliath. He was on the David's tribe. Kind of was seen as the most threatening player from that original tribe. And now he's really active in the Survivor community. He's on a lot of the RHAP videos. Sometimes they play games together. Christian often appears on those, like the Blood on the Clock Tower games. So very active. If there's ever like a complicated tribal council where there's like a rock draw or something, Rob will have Christian appear to like break down the math behind it. So
oh my gosh. Okay,
yes.
so Christian, very like nerdy, got it, really smart. What about Angelina?
Angelina is how could you describe Angelina? She's very like type A, orderly, very like strategic. I think she's the reason why Jeff loves the rice negotiation so much, because she proposed like a trade with one of the rewards they made for rice, and she's like, oh yeah, I studied at so and so, and like she was like claiming how she like knew the art of like negotiation, but she like started it at like a super high bar. And she has an iconic moment where she voted someone out and asked if she could have their jacket, which I may have shown you at some point.
Oh my god, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, she's kind of messy, kind of also very strategic, and I think she was seen as a bit of a villain on this season.
Okay, yeah. So I'm glad they're bringing back some more villainy players. I mean, if you have the audacity to vote someone out and then be like, can I still use your jacket though? That's like,
yes, no, that's
crazy
like
work.
That's a perfect like way to understand her game in like a nutshell, basically.
And so I do know Mike White.
Yes,
love him. School of Rock, White Lotus.
Mike White's awesome. In an interview after this, the like CBS people apparently were asking Jeff about like how he got Mike White to come back on, and apparently Mike White has been wanting to come back. Like he was like he still texts Jeff. He had a little bit of like, they talk about like different twists to put in this show, and like Jeff had some ideas that Mike White has kind of shot down and been like, that's not a good idea. Don't do that. So I'm very excited to see Mike White come back.
So I know Mike White as like a person outside. So this is really interesting because it's like I know him outside the game, but I have no idea what he's like inside the game.
I mean, if there's any hints what's going on here, you might have an idea of how far he makes it in the season.
Oh, did he lose to like fire making?
Listen, I'm not saying. Well, I don't want to say anything. This is all.
Oh my gosh.
Little hints.
Okay.
Yeah. We can go into more detail when we do the tier list. So we can continue on with the video.
Season 38, Survivor's favorite newscaster, Rick Devens.
So Devens also appeared.
Yeah, who is Rick?
38 with Aubrey. He's the newscaster, the weather boy.
I recall a little bit about this.
Mm-hmm.
How would you like describe his kind of like gameplay?
Definitely like full tilt. All like he's going 100% because I think Edge of Extinction would be a fun season to rewatch, knowing that 2 players return from it now. He's like the biggest character in that season. He kind of controlled the edit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So is he like social, like likable, or is he more
pretty funny character, and he's very energetic. Very like
okay.
And I mean, being like a newscaster, you're kind of telegenic too, so he's kind of like leaning into that.
Got it.
Yeah.
From season 42, one of the most physically intimidating challenge performers we've ever seen, Jonathan. From season 45, one of the overall most dominating players of the new era, the winner of 45.
Oh my gosh. Pause. No way she's coming back.
Yup. I told you.
I am like really hoping that her whole game just blows up in her face and she goes home like first. That's what I'm hoping for, if I'm being so brutally honest.
All right, well,
I am excited to see how she plays without her, like, that.
Main 4, Austin, D, and Julie. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, is she gonna try and recreate that? Like, I wonder what's going to kind of happen with that. I feel like 45 was like the perfect season for her, so I wonder what it's like with different players, and especially players that are like not willing to take a backseat. Like Julie was absolutely willing to take a backseat that whole season. So I wonder how she'll do with that, especially considering from how she played 45, it seems like she's very vengeance heavy, where she's very much like, if I want this person out, I will not stop until they get out. So I wonder how that will go.
I think a lot of people could use her as a shield, especially for new era people. Because some people are worried that in Winners at War, all of the old school players were kind of voted out and kind of dominated by the new era players. But it was because it was kind of just a numbers game. They just realized that there was less old school, so they're like, why don't we just, stick together and get them out? And now that there's half of the cast, spoilers, half of the cast is new era, some people are worried that something similar could happen, whether they're getting picked off or another's getting picked off. But it also depends if this season's going to be, I'm assuming it's 3 tribes. I don't think it's going to be 2. So that will be a big factor in, once you get to merge, how many people are left,
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready to continue?
I guess.
I think you'll be excited.
Also from 45, she went from being abrasive to being embraced by tribe mates and fans, Emily.
Okay, this is who is spoiled for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I'm excited that she's back. I think,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Rightfully so.
No. I'm excited she's back. I think that she plays kind of like this, like, oddly perfectly messy game. Like, I do kind of think, like, after looking at some of the new era seasons, I feel like a way to make it far is to purposely, like, look like a mess in the beginning, and then everyone immediately just assumes you're weak, and you can just use that to your advantage for the rest of the fucking game. Like, I don't know, it seems like that's what Emily did, except, like, she got... I am excited for her and Dee to be on the same season, though. I do wonder what that will be like.
Well, Emily also is kind of similar to Christian, where they've played a lot of, like, Blood on the Clock Tower together. That kind of community, I think it'll be interesting to see if they kind of work together or if they're targeted because they are kind of seen as close outside of the game.
Yeah. That's a good point. I do wonder. Well,
right.
Good luck, financial analyst Emily Flippen.
We're moving on to 46 now.
Okay.
One of the most electric and chaotic players the game has ever seen. He's not a one-name player. He's a one-letter player.
Oh my gosh.
Q has returned.
And from 46, at times she played with Q, and at times she wanted to pull her hair out because of Q. Tiffany.
Oh my gosh. Wait, pause. I did not expect Tiffany to come back.
That's right.
Really, Tiffany?
Tiff and Q. We'll see if they'll work together.
I don't know. I guess not to be like a bitch, but I'm like, why Tiffany? I just like, we're talking about all of these like insane players who are like either really memorable or like won or like did really well. And I don't know. I don't remember Tiffany doing much. Maybe I need to like rewatch the season.
She was kind of a threat to win until I think she got blindsided earlier in the merge with an idol, right?
Yeah.
So I think also people are starting, now that they've seen the official cast, they're going back to previous seasons and seeing how many of those players that are on those returnee seasons were on like the past 4 seasons prior. And Survivor definitely likes to bring back players that have recently played. And I think it's why we saw less players from 41. We saw no players from 41 and 43 and 44, only one from 42, and most of them are from 45 and onward.
You know, it's really worrying me that we're this far into like that there's still so many people left and it's at 46. That makes me think like there's gonna be a lot of people from 48, and I really don't want that. I'm so over them.
Well, should we just continue and see? Find out?
God, I guess so. Oh my god, I'm scared.
And from 46, it was a cruel summer when he lost in the final 3. The question is,
oh my gosh.
For Survivor 50, Charlie.
Yes! I'm excited.
Jeff dropping the Swifty reference.
Started the game playing with no emotion, then realized emotion was the key to.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Genevieve.
Yes! Oh my, pause!
For those at home, I heard Michael scream from the other room. It did not catch it. It sounded...
I love her so much. I'm so excited. I'm so ready.
It sounded like the Homer Simpson scream. You know what I mean?
No, she's like, I think she genuinely is like my favorite player. That yeah, no, I can't think of anyone I like more than her. Wow, I should have been harder on you for making her an alternate. I should have been like, how dare you?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Didn't put enough respect on my girl's name, but she's back.
Genevieve as an alternate and Emily as an honorable mention.
Yeah. Ooh. Whoa. All
right.
No, I'm so excited for her. I feel like that's the thing. It's like, yes, I think she's like she's like a huge threat, but also like when you compare her to everyone else there, I think she could easily play like a similar game that she played last time.
Absolutely.
It's like comparatively to everyone, I don't think people are gonna see her as like a huge threat. Like I would be staring down at the winners first because they can like because they know how to like get that bag.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway.
That was a big thing in All Stars. Jenna was like, we need to get the winners out first. There was a big movement that she kind of spearheaded, which is a little interesting Survivor lore. But,
yeah, I wonder if she'll do it again.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, moving onwards.
From 48, she came into the game with a lot of self-doubt and emerged an assassin. Camilla. From
a bit of a surprise.
Athletic and charming, the winner of
No.
48, Kaya. Also from 48, he played the most emotional and loyal games of any player ever.
No.
Dominating in challenges.
No way. Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
And
the night and
9,
oh, there's
2 players from a season you haven't seen that won't premiere until the fall. Those
oh my
players
gosh.
will remain a mystery for now. There you have it, the record-setting 24 players who will be appearing in Survivor 50 in the hands of the fans, premiering in the spring of 2026.
Well, I made a little tier maker with all of the seasons that these players have appeared on. Some of them, like Heroes versus Villains or South Pacific, it's like other seasons they're also returning on. It's not their original season, but I have a little chart. So for any of you that are thinking of binge watching some older Survivor seasons and want to know which ones to watch so that you are prepared going into 50, this will be a very useful list for you.
Yeah, aka me. Honestly, I, as I bet everyone could tell from the reveals of the cast, I knew half. So probably should study up a little.
Yeah. Well, should I? I guess I can make like a pick just to start off, and I don't know, Michael, if you have questions.
I will probably have many. I can speak for the people who are not Survivor super fans and equally be confused as me. So
yeah, first season I think it's just a must is David versus Goliath. It has it has 3 players from that season. It's an all newbie cast, so similar to kind of a new era-ish season. So a very easy pick for sure.
And was that one like set? Was that set in Fiji? This is kind of just
yeah.
Okay.
Everything after Ko Wrong, all of these seasons, like Ko Wrong and then onwards, is all Fiji.
They're all Fiji. Okay. Yeah. No. I guess. I mean, honestly, David versus Goliath. It seems like that was like a star-studded cast, considering.
Yeah.
Like it seems like it's the only season from like the 30s that had like 3 people brought back from that season alone.
Yeah. The other season, I mean, there's also 46 and 48 also have 3 players. I think 46 I'm putting in the A tier of seasons to either rewatch or binge.
Yeah, 46 is good.
46 I think is yeah.
Yeah, no, 46, it's like peak messy, so
yeah.
I'm very much a fan. I think they did a good job choosing the cast for 46.
Yeah. Yeah, like especially for how like relevant it is to 50. It's 3 players. It's another, honestly, I might even put it in S tier. Is that am I crazy, Michael?
I mean, you are crazy, but I don't think that is a crazy thing.
Yeah, if you've already seen it, then like, congratulations, you're already on your way. But you could rewatch it if you want, or you could get into some of the seasons you haven't seen. What is the 48 is the other season. Michael, where would you put 48 in this tier?
D. F.
You put it in D.
Fucking never again. Here. If you want to know how they played 48, dumbly. That's it. Here's the recap on 48. No one wanted to do anything, and basically, if you were at the top once, you'd be there for the whole game, and nothing matters, and it's stupid. And that's all.
I'm gonna put it in C tier just because it has 3 players. Does that seem fair?
Whatever. I guess if you want to be like logical instead of purely emotional, but I choose to be purely emotional.
Hey, it has 3 players, but it's all the way down there. So.
Oh my god, it's just like I'm like Joe, Kyle, and Camilla. Like, come on, not even like they were all part of the majority alliance. I don't want to see them again. Like, not even like, I don't know, like Mary or like Star or
Mary
like.
Could have been cool.
I'm like, come on, you picked 3 people who were already like all working together. That kind of blows, in my opinion. But you know, I who am I to say? I'm just a lowly little person. So.
And Michael, I'm curious. So you've seen Heroes versus Villains.
I saw 2 episodes.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 4 episodes.
Was it?
I watched it when it was like high school, and I had a really bad fever, and I was sick, and I saw that it was like free on like I think Amazon at the time.
Yeah, Prime used to have a ton of seasons.
Yeah, so I started watching it.
Well, so obviously it's not anyone's original season. It's season 20. Heroes vs. Villains is it was the Survivor 50 at like back then. It was the 20th season. I mean, Heroes vs. Villains is like an iconic theme alone. People have been like constantly wanting there to be a Heroes vs. Villains 2 for like the longest time.
Yeah, and didn't they like flop when they tried to do it again with like Heroes versus what? Like Hustlers?
Heroes, Healers, Hustlers.
What the fuck does that even mean? Like
it's like their profession.
Team of nurses versus like a team of like scam artists, and then like a team of like
Michael,
what even counts as a hero?
Heroes like a firefighter, like a Joe.
Ugh, are they heroes?
I think Chrissy was a hero, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. But I think Heroes vs. Villains should be an A tier. Obviously, if you want to watch players' first seasons first, then this would be lower. But I think Heroes vs. Villains sets you up to watch a lot of different seasons. Kind of like, think of like you watch that and then it's like, oh, okay, I like this person. Maybe I want to see their originals. Maybe I want to kind of go in reverse order, see their origin story, so to speak.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And I think if I remember the cast right, but how many people? There's at least 3 people from Heroes versus Villains.
There's actually there's actually 4 from Heroes versus Villains.
I know it's Cerise, Stephanie, Colby.
And Coach.
I don't know who the other. Oh, right, Coach. Okay, we literally talked about that before.
Colby, Stephanie, and Cerise were all in the Heroes tribe. Coach was the one villain from that.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, I think also it would be interesting to see how, like, Colby, Stephanie, and Cerise, like, interact. And, since they were on the same tribe.
Yeah. So, yeah, watching Heroes vs. Villains, it could lead you to watch, like, Tocantins was Coach's first season. It's season 18. I would honestly put it... I'd probably put it in A... B... I'll keep it at B, as like if this is A tier, like these are all the seasons you'd watch from it, basically.
Okay. When also, are we doing it where it's like S is just S, or it's like there's a specific order? Like if you're at the front of S, that's like better.
I think front of S is better. I would definitely watch David versus. That would be like priority number 1.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. And another like offshoot from Heroes versus Villains. If you're interested in Stephanie, this is Palau is her original season. I would also kind of group in Guatemala with Palau, because essentially, Stephanie was the last person on her tribe.
That's crazy.
And for
how big were the tribes?
I think it was 16, cast 16, so 8 and 8. It may have been 20.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Rough season.
But so essentially the idea for Guatemala is they took Stephanie and this guy Bobby John, who are the last 2 people from their original tribe, and they put them as like coaches, basically. They were both it was like 2 tribes, and one of them had Stephanie and one of them had Bobby John.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Yeah. So they're kind of a fun like pairing to watch back to back. But maybe we would put 48 on D and then move it down there.
Yeah, that looks better.
All right. We'll go with that then.
Yay!
Let's see. Looking at these little logos, Michael, do any of them, pop out for you?
I guess there is like is that the OG one at the front?
It is season 1. Season? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What are your thoughts on season 1? Because I feel like, I don't know. Is season 1 like, if you looked at it now, like, do you think it's like boring?
I think season 1's really like a fun kind of like time capsule. But season 1 and 2 are definitely a lot slower paced. And there's a lot more contestants that like you maybe get like one confessional from, and then you kind of don't really hear from them. And there's a lot more like, it's a majority alliance, kind of similar to 48.
Ew.
But I think the one thing that's probably has them better than 48 is that like there's a lot more rewards that are a lot more elaborate. The challenges are unique. And there's more like, I think the problem with 48 is it's like an old school season, but in like the like wrapping of a new era season. And like we've seen that wrapping like 41 through 48. So it's like the things that are fun about these are like their locations, Yeah. I would probably put 1 behind Palau and Guatemala,
because it's only Jenna from the first one, right? It
is only Jenna. Australian Outback is a little more interesting because it's like not on a beach, so it's a lot of a much more different feel. That's also, I really liked Guatemala too. Guatemala, they're by a river that has like crocodiles in it, and
shit.
Yeah, one of the rewards is like they win a cage that they put in the river so that they can like swim in the river.
It's crazy. I would not do that. Unless I want to die on TV.
So I would put Australian Outback just behind Guatemala. They're another fun pairing. I will say, if you watch these 2 seasons, they would set you up for All Stars. I think All Stars is actually a really fun season. If you're wanting to watch a season with Jenna in it, you should watch All Stars for sure.
That's the better Jenna one.
I would put All Stars even in the B tier.
That makes sense. I feel like
crazy.
You're fucking insane. I feel like All Stars is kind of like Australia and Borneo is to All Stars what what the other ones were to like heroes versus villains.
Yeah, you know? I mean,
where it's
like All-Stars could even set you up for heroes versus villains. There's a lot of players on All-Stars that are on heroes versus villains, like disregarding 50. So there's like a lot of synergy between those two seasons for sure. Whether you want to watch this one first and then hop into heroes versus villains, honestly, I may even pop this up here. There is some controversy that surrounds All-Stars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it gets a little like icky at one point.
Oh. Why? Or I guess you don't have to spoil it, but
all I'll say is the first ever winner would like to get naked and just like run around.
I have heard about this. Yes.
Yeah. So
okay. So that happens on that season.
Well, he was naked on the first season. And then he does go naked on the second season, or on the All-Star season, and it did lead to some people being unhappy about it, and just kind of gets messy and not a fun way. But I think there's a lot of parts of All-Stars that is really fun. It's probably one of the most, like, not to rehash the name, but like all-star studded cast. Like, even heroes versus villains, there's some picks that are like a little bit like a really like a why are they on? But we have I guess just going in order here, we have Cerise's first season. I would put Cerise.
That's the one where they was that the first season they ever did 4 tribes?
They did. It was the first season with Exile Island, and then they divided it up into old men, old women, young men, young women.
Iconic.
Beck just rewatched this season, and I think shout out Beck. I would put Exile Island within the relevance to 50. I'm gonna put it a little bit lower.
Do you think they're gonna bring Exile back?
You know, that's a good question. I don't think so. I think they're gonna stick to kind of this new era template that they've had, maybe with a few changes.
Gotcha.
Reason why I put Panama, Survivor Panama, all the way down here is because Cerise also appears on Micronesia, Heroes versus Villains, and Game Changers.
Oh my gosh.
So
Girl's been around.
Yeah, if you're trying to watch like something with Cerise on it, you could even go to like Traders, or you could go to Big Brother. There's like a lot of other
she's been everywhere.
Yeah. There's a lot of, honestly, maybe I should add the Traders and Big Brother seasons onto this list.
I mean, that's true, because Stephanie and Cerise were both on Traders.
Yeah. So you can kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone there. I'm actually, because of that, I'm going to put Micronesia all the way up here. Micronesia's a great... Yeah?
I have heard it's a very iconic season.
It's a great season. If Amanda was on 50, that would have made it so there was 3 players returning from this season. Unfortunately, it's only Ozzy and Cerise. But if you want to watch, this would be a good season. If you don't know who Ozzy and Cerise are, this would be a good season to start on. It's a fans versus favorites. So half of the cast are returnees, and you wouldn't really know who they are. But I'm still a like, I like to think that you can watch them and then be like, you don't need to watch every season. And like see every player's original season before watching that season. You can kind of watch it blind, and then if you like certain characters, you can go to their original season in that origin reverse order.
I feel like they also try to, like, probably anytime there's a returnee, I feel like they probably try to give a little backstory for them just in case it is that.
Yeah.
So there is probably that too.
And with Micronesia in mind, if you want to watch Aussies for a season, Cook Islands, I'd put right on the B tier.
The race war.
They did split it up by race. It only was for like 2 episodes. It's not the purpose of the season was not to see which race could win it all. It was more of a. It's one of my personal favorite seasons. I think it's a really good one. Another South Pacific is another like captain's season. It had Coach on one tribe and Ozzy on another tribe.
Oh, so they were both coaches too, and they're both coming back.
Yeah, and it had Exile, or not. It didn't have Exile Island. It had Redemption Island, where players have the opportunity to win their way back into the game, similar to Edge of Extinction. I haven't seen this. I watched this season live. I've never gone back to rewatch it, so I have a hard time placing it. But with the relevance of 50, like suddenly this season becomes a lot more important.
Yeah, the 2 captains. And is there anyone from like not captains that are just from that season?
No.
Okay.
Someone does return in 26, Caramoan. And then someone also does return for Winners at War. The person that won this season is on Winners at War, and they have 2 people come back on the second fans versus favorites from this season. But other than that, not many returnees. I'm gonna put it just ahead of Palau and Guatemala. Even though I think I really liked Guatemala as a season. Palau is, one tribe gets absolutely decimated, so it's a little bit of kind of 48 like majority alliance domination. But it's still entertaining. That's the thing, is like with these older seasons, even if one side was dominating strategically, there was different kind of rewards, and there was a lot more things to be excited about in the season, because you wouldn't know what was coming. Where the new era, it's like what the format's going to be and what the challenges are going to be, so you kind of are only relying on like the strategy and like whatever the contestants like happen to do while they're on the beach.
Yeah.
So
do you think they're going to make new challenges for 50?
I hope they up the budget for 50 a bit, for rewards and for challenges for sure. I hope they bring I wouldn't be opposed. It would be really cool if like one episode Exile Island is brought back, one episode Redemption Island is brought back.
That'd be interesting.
There's already 24 players, so it might be hard to bring back Redemption Island.
Yeah. Because they're still doing the 26-day format, right?
Yeah, exactly. But if they made it like a 15 episode season too, like they could also, maybe they merge and they're like, all right, the first 2 people voted out of this game will be sent to Redemption Island and have a chance to come back. I think that could be a really fun twist, and it would change up the strategy for merge a lot. Like usually it's like, all right, we got to get at, there's so much like developing your alliances and kind of setting yourself up for endgame. If like who you're going to be voted out has a chance of coming back, it's going to be a lot more difficult to kind of plan around that, Ko-Rong season 32, first season, well, not first season in Fiji, but the first season in Fiji when they decided to stay there for like the foreseeable future. This is another season that I think I probably have slept on because I've never gone back to rewatch it. I'm gonna put it in the B tier. And it has Aubrey, great character. It has a lot of fun characters. A lot of people return from Ko-Rong onto Game Changers. Now,
but is Aubrey the only one from Ko-Rong?
Yes, on this season, okay. Yes.
Gotcha.
Game Changers is an all returnee cast. A lot of people don't like it because of the boot order. And it also has the Jeff Vardner Zeke moment that is kind of like,
yeah, that's That's a bad one.
Messy moment.
Yeah.
I would put it. I think there's better ways to watch Ozzy and Suri play. I think there's better. I mean, if you really enjoy Aubrey, then I guess watch Game Changers. I'm gonna put it in the D tier. It's gonna be last. It's gonna be last.
Man, I guess the Game Changers did not change the game, but poorly.
Yeah,
they made it worse.
Yeah. But speaking of Aubrey, and if you like Aubrey, I would definitely watch Edge of Extinction. I'm gonna put it in the B tier for that. Heroes, Hustlers,
Oh my god.
Heroes, Healers, Hustlers.
Hustlers.
Okay. This is another season I think is good on a binge. But I think I'd put it.
There's only one person back from that season.
Yeah, and it's Chrissy. And honestly, I think this is already like a long list. I feel like this is a season you could definitely skip. And maybe if Chrissy like pops off on 50, then you can go back and watch 35. I'd put 42. I guess I'll put it I don't know. It's not much. Put it above 48. 45 could be fun to rewatch, to binge.
Yeah, especially since like D is on and I mean, you gotta watch for
D
Emily.
and Emily. That's true.
Like Emily's arc is something that can only be like witnessed and honestly through like watching it. It's so hard to describe what she goes through.
I didn't know where I was gonna put it, Michael, but you're talking me into putting it higher.
I mean, I would put it high just because I think it's like kind of like I compare it a lot. I feel like it's very comparable to 48, but not as bad. In my opinion, like it is kind of the same thing of like there's a flop tribe and there's a majority alliance, but it's a lot more like, I don't know, manageable because people are kind of running around with their heads cut off a lot of the time, and it's like messy and kind of crazy, and there is like some backstabs and stuff, and you do watch like the majority alliance kind of like almost eat each other but not really, so it's like I think 48 and 45 both have very iconic pre-merge episodes.
That's also true. Honestly, just watch the pre-merge of 48 and that'll set you up for 50.
Yeah.
Another thing that's worth mentioning is 42 is still hour-long episodes, or like 40-minute episodes. 45 and on everything past 45 is the 90-minute episodes, which I feel like we sometimes kind of forget about. That was a huge change. I think it overall just makes the floor of the season much higher. Like I still might even put 48 higher than 42, just because you miss out on so much information. Like as much as confusing as 48 was for like the decision making, I don't know. Yeah, like honestly, 48 they somehow managed to make it feel like an hour long in terms of like understanding people's decision making, but it
wasted
also
so much time.
Yeah,
I remember one episode they had 8 conversations between like there was like 8 2-person conversations, and I'm like, this could have been an email.
All right, Michael, what tier are we putting 45 on?
Well, I would put it in B personally, just because I'm looking at the ones in A and they seem to be pretty iconic, and I feel like
put it top. Top of
B. Yeah, I feel like it seems more like B list, because I think like it is iconic for the players. I definitely think like New Era. That's the thing with New Era. From what you've told me about like old Era seasons, is New Era is so much more dependable on the players because the format's already predictable.
Yeah.
So it's like you need to have casting has never been more important.
I still think Caleb would have been really good for 50.
Yeah,
Caleb like a Caleb over like a Joe or Kyle, I think would have been.
Oh my, absolutely. Like, I'm like, why did they bring back like, I don't know, like why did they bring back Joe, Kyle, and Camilla? I feel like just one would be fine, but I don't know, maybe
47. It only has one player, so
40. See, that's the thing. 47 only has one player, but it's such a good season.
It is a really good season.
Like it is. I think my favorite season.
Now, Michael, are we running into a little bit of recency bias here?
I mean, like, the thing is, like, I'm definitely biased because I haven't seen half of these, so I'm going off of like purely what I know. And also, like, I'm definitely biased for this season because I love Genevieve. Genevieve is my favorite. She's iconic. And 47 is also an amazing season because genuinely, like, you just never know what's gonna happen. Like,
that's true.
Everything, like, the game, like, that's the thing, the players flip the game on its head like multiple times. Like, it's just true. Like a constant roller coaster, like, where it's like you just never know like who's actually safe or not. So I think it's a really good season, but
what tier would you put it in?
I would put it in S, but also like I understand that there's not only Genevieve is the only one from there, so it's not like vital. I think it also 47 is a really, I feel like, is peak like new era like gameplay. So if there was a person who was like, I've only seen old era and like want to get like the vibe from new era players and like how they play, 47 is like a great.
I mean, 47 is kind of an outlier. I think 45 is a good feeler because it has a bit of everything. It has the loyalty aspect, but it also has gameplay.
Yeah, and like betrayal. So, yeah, I'd agree with that.
Well, there you have it. I'll probably try and make a little YouTube short to do a complete, like, this is how you should watch it. But glad to get your thoughts and feelings about the contestants. And I mean, overall, Michael, now that you've seen the cast, are you excited?
I am excited. I had a lot of ups and downs while the whole cast was being revealed to me. Definitely a down towards the end. But I'm excited, especially because I feel like they're bringing back, at least from the new era players, they're bringing back a lot of people who I feel like their gameplay could only thrive in their specific environment. So I am so interested how it goes. Like D and like especially, oh my god, Joe for sure. I'm like, if Joe doesn't have an Eva, I'm like, I don't know what he's gonna do. So and I don't think anyone is willing to play like Joe's like insane like loyalty is everything game, especially in this season. So I'm interested to see how that goes, especially interested to see how like Kyle and Camilla are they going to continue like working together again, or because I mean like they can't pull the same shit they did the other season. Like they can't, like no one's gonna buy it. So
that's true. They try. Kyle and Camilla try to have a secret alliance in this season.
Again. Like, so that's why I'm like so curious, and I feel like Camilla was so dependent on Kyle, so I'm interested to see how she. If anything, I kind of wish they just brought back Camilla. I feel like she honestly has like the most to prove. Like Kyle already won. I feel like we saw Kyle. And he didn't do anything that was like crazy. I guess, but and you know, I get bringing back Joe because it's like
having like a jam over Kyle would have been really cool.
If it was Jam, I would like cry tears of joy. Jam is one of my favorite contestants.
How much were you like hoping you would see Jam pop up in that video?
I was like really hoping, but I also like Jam just seems like a person who's like so just like content. I feel like he's just like living his life. He's like, I won, I'm good. Like I don't
know. I think he's competitive, bro. I think he'd want to be on that stage.
But no, I'm very excited. I think everyone should be very excited, because this is it definitely will not be a boring cast. And I think that it'll be a hard season to mess up because everyone is kind of interesting in their own right. So no matter the boot order, I don't think I'd be like, oh my gosh, like.
Well, what if Genevieve is like first boot, Michael?
Well, then I'm setting myself on fire and will not be. And then then the rest of the season doesn't matter because I'll be dead. So, not to be dramatic or anything, but
no, I think that's a valid response.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, with that, thank you everyone for watching. We will probably be making more stuff soon, I would say.
Oh, absolutely. And we will be sure to link the tier list below. So if you want to tell us what your personal tier list is and what season you think is the best to be watching, let us know, please, because our word is by no mean law. You could absolutely disagree with us. So
what?
So, let Ellis know if you dislike his decisions.
Whoa.
Just kidding. Right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will be back with more content soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye!